Every day, our environment is undergoing changes. Changes that impact and affect our world. Global warming, climate change, environmental pollution and degradation, desert encroachment and flooding are daily destroying our world and making it unsafe for habitation. How do we cope with these changes? How do we improve the quality of life through our environment? These and many more environment issues will occupy us weekly on Environment Today.
It's imperative that people comply with laid down environmental laws if we must enjoy the benefits of a clean and healthy environment. But there are certain habits which are outrightly unfriendly to the environment.
Join Nkoli Omodu every Saturday on Africa Independent Television AIT as we take an incisive and in-depth look at our environment. Environment Today, creating a better and safe environment for the world.
You're welcome back, and now to the main issue of the day, shrinking of Lake Chad. The continuous shrinking of Lake Chad over the years has become a source of worry to environmentalists, as this has led to crop failures and increase in poverty throughout the region. Now, while some experts believe the shrinking of Lake Chad is due to high water demand for irrigation and climatic changes, others think the disappearance of the lake is only a myth, as the lake has shrunk to its current size and even smaller sizes severally within the last 1,000 years. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, the Lake Chad Basin is one of the most important agricultural heritage sites in the world, providing a lifeline to nearly 30 million people in 4 countries, including Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. It was once Africa's largest freshwater reservoir in the Sahel region, covering an area of about 26,000 square kilometers. Over the years, however, there has been a dramatic decrease in the size of the lake, as according to climatologists, it has shrunk to nearly a 20th of its original size. But while many believe the shrinking of Lake Chad is due to a drier climate and a high agricultural demand for water, this professor of geography disagrees.
Lake Chad at the moment has not disappeared and is not on the point to disappear. The second point is that there is no scientific evidence that climate change has a role in the recent evolution of Lake Chad, because in the past, Lake Chad has already almost disappeared in the 15th century. For example, at the beginning of the 20th century, Lake Chad was at a very low level because it is very shallow. There is a strong evaporation. So when the inflow of the Shari-Logon system diminished, the inundated area decreased in an important way.
For long, we have believed that the climate crisis has continued to hit the Lake Chad, hit the populations who live in that area so badly. Boko Haram in the south, the Darfur crisis to the east of the Lake Chad, the Libyan crisis to the west of the Lake Chad. And we thought all of this was because of the fact that people were getting more and more poor from the shrinking Lake Chad.
Yes, in the last 6 years thereabout, I've been attending conferences where Lake Chad issue has been brought up. And what he has said has not in any significant way changed what we know about the Lake Chad. The fact remains, like I did pointed out, that the lake is shrinking in size. The fact remains that people are migrating away from around the area. The fact remains that climate change is a factor in the shrinking of the Lake Chad. The fact remains that, of course, like he said, we should start to look at the impact of population, the impact of natural resources management.
To salvage the Lake Chad Basin Commission's member countries have plans to build a dam to pump water uphill from Congo River on to the lake, a project which this researcher thinks is unnecessary.
I think the people living in the lake, their main problem at the moment, it's not hydrology. Their main problem is security. So at the moment, you know, Boko Haram is causing a strong insecurity. There are a lot of people whose lives have been destroyed, that have been displaced, that have been refugees in neighboring countries. So the priority is to bring back security, and the priority just after security is to bring development in this area. people are among the poorest in the region. They need investment in roads, in agriculture, in education, in health, in sanitation, and so on. And so development is the real priority in the region, maybe more than to sustain a stable level of water that had never been reached in the Lake Chad.
The whole idea of spending about $14 billion to recharge the Lake Chad from the Congo Basin might be a white elephant project, one that is so intimidating and has a lot of political implications that is blinding our eyes to other natural means of addressing the Lake Chad crisis.
The Lake Chad Basin Commission is hereby being invited, in fact, to consider other alternatives. We should not all just, like the Yorubas say, sleep and turn our heads in one certain direction. We now have scientific evidence to show that probably the Lake Chad is not shrinking. That what we see in the Lake Chad is a dynamic cycle of regression of water and egression of water. When there is heavy rain, then you get floods into the Lake Chad. The northern basin of the Lake Chad and the southern basin of the Lake Chad are being badly impacted because of the ridge between the two basins. And so water cannot flow to the northern basin. So it appears as if the northern basin is dried up, whereas what is actually happening is that the ridge, because of the fact that there is enough rainfall, is not getting filled with water.
But among the 30 million people who depend on Lake Chad, there is uncertainty as to how much longer the lake will remain and when they will be able to get a relief.